Now this next story, it just might be graphic for some. A puppy vets believe is about 12 weeks old, fighting to survive.
Found dehydrated and emaciated in Lancaster County, an animal rescue says a produce driver found the puppy outside a farm Monday night.
In critical condition, so will charges be filed? Don White live getting answers in York County. Don.
Good afternoon, Flora and Val. This is what Libre looks like right now. You can see he is on some IV fluids inside of this cage here at the Dillsburg Animal Center. The vets here say they pulled some maggots out of his skin folds yesterday, but still with all this, they remain cautiously optimistic that Libre will survive. A severe skin infection, skin parasites.
Extremely serious. It's life-threatening.
And mange.
Libre was very dehydrated and septic as well, so we're dealing with a very high white cell count and abscesses, bacterial infections.
Just makes me cry.
Janine Guido is the founder of Speranza Animal Rescue. She said a woman sent her a picture of Libre on a farm just south of Lancaster on Monday.
The produce farmer that delivers to the Amish farm had seen him. He's the one that actually took the photo that sent it to the girl that sent it to me.
Libre went to the emergency vet in Lancaster County.
Good job, buddy.
And then the rescue took him to this vet in Dillsburg.
I've never seen this bad, this close to home. You know, I know a lot of puppies in the South are found like this, but Lancaster is an hour from us, you know, that hits home.
Libre getting treatment for his sores and open wounds at the vet and also fed wet food by hand.
His prognosis is extremely guarded right now, mostly due to the infection. Certainly the dehydration we can take care of with the IV fluids, but it's really at this point the overwhelming infection is our biggest concern.
No word on any charges at this hour. Coming up at 6 o'clock, I'll have more on where Libre will be staying overnight. Working for you live in Dillsburg, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
All right, and we have new information tonight about Libre. That's the puppy found in Lancaster County. Tonight, the SPCA discussing why no charges in this case are going to be filed.
Dawn White is staying on the story live with new information. Dawn.
Good afternoon, Flora and Valerie. Susan Martin, the executive director here at the Lancaster County SPCA, is saying that Libre's condition has been exaggerated. Speranza Animal Rescue, who brought Libre to a vet in Dillsburg, crying foul and still asking for charges to be filed. This was Libre last week after a produce driver took him from a Lancaster farm. Protesters outside this press conference at the Lancaster County SPCA unhappy with the investigation.
And we believe that cruelty charges should absolutely be taken upon the person that had him.
Lancaster County SPCA Executive Director Susan Martin saying the emergency veterinarian who first saw Libre did not see any maggots on him.
That report did not conclude that there were any maggots on the dog or any maggots had been removed.
Janine Guido, the founder of Speranza Animal Rescue, showed ABC 27 this report from the ER vet.
I have the paperwork from the ER vet that states general appearance, severely neglected animal.
Martin says the ER vet told her there was not enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt Libre had been abused. Libre then went to Dr. Ivan Pryor at the Dillsburg Veterinary Center. Martin says Pryor originally told her he found 2 maggots, but now says he found up to 20. I spoke to him on the phone, and he says that was a miscommunication. Pryor says he found 10 to 20 maggots on Libre's body and more on his face.
If there's a maggot infestation, that means that the dog was suffering unnecessarily, and that was cruel. I can prove that if I have pictures and evidence to show that, but where the case stands at the moment, I don't have any evidence to prove that.
There are no pictures, there's no video, and I think it's because nobody would think that you'd have to take that to prove a dog's being severely neglected when we have all those pictures and videos of his condition.
Libre's mom, Carla, is in the shelter behind me right now. Tonight at 6, More on her condition and when she might be available for adoption. Working for you live in Lancaster, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
Staying on the story of Libre, we know him now as the Boston Terrier pup found emaciated earlier this month in Lancaster County.
We shared great news with you last night about the pup's adoption as his road to recovery continues. And tonight, Dawn White talks to his new owner about the TLC Libre is getting.
2 weeks ago, Libre couldn't even lift his head up. Now he's walking and acting more like a puppy. Skin and bones, a raging bacterial infection, sores covering his body.
Look at that belly.
Libre making amazing progress, walking, eating on his own, and getting lots of TLC at the Dillsburg Veterinary Center.
He went from more or less comatose to a very happy puppy.
Janine Guido, founder of Speranza Animal Rescue, brought Libre to Dr. Ivan Pryor. A produce driver took the sick 4-month-old Boston Terrier from a breeder in Lancaster County. Guido fell in love with him, making this commitment.
Well, I kind of made a promise to him the first night I saw him. I said, you're either coming home with me as a puppy or in a box of ashes. Thankfully, he's coming home as a puppy.
She's keeping her word. Libre is now part of her pack permanently.
He's definitely a miracle, our little bug-eyed miracle. He's going to get lots of love and spoiled rotten.
The first thing he's getting is a burger.
He has a girlfriend now. He's been interacting with some other dogs.
And getting these cards from his fans around the world.
That little bit of peach fuzz, I think, is starting to come back in.
Libre, mostly bald. Dr. Pryor thinks he will have some permanent bald spots, but he's getting stronger every day.
To his credit, he's been a real fighter and has persevered. As a veterinarian, it makes me very happy. As a human, it makes me ecstatic.
Definitely be their voice, speak up. You know, they rely on us because they don't have a voice of their own. So.
Libre getting a second chance in life and expected to go to his forever home with Janine in about a week. Working for you in Dillsburg, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
And there's Mom Carla. The Lancaster County SPCA sending us this picture of her and her foster mom, Amanda Perry, who works at the shelter. They say Carla will stay in foster care until her mange clears up. Then she'll go back to the shelter and be up for adoption. The breeder surrendered Carla to the SPCA earlier this month. She's a cutie, too.
Whoever neglected Libre will face virtually no penalty. Good evening, I'm Alicia Richards.
And I'm Mike Parker, and that's because even severe animal abuse is not a felony here in Pennsylvania. We're one of only 3 states where that's true. But Dawn White talked with a mid-state legislator who plans to change that.
Libre here couldn't lift his head up 4 weeks ago. Now his personality is showing, and a mid-state senator is sponsoring a bill in his name. Libre now walking with Janine Guido, who helped rescue him in July.
Good job, come on.
This is what he looked like then, attracting attention from around the world.
High-profile cases like Libre's allow us an opportunity to really take a negative situation and turn that into a positive one. So we reached out to Senator Alloway to see if he'd be interested in introducing legislation now that will be known as Libre's Law.
We're one of 3 states in the whole nation that doesn't classify animal neglect, extreme neglect and abuse as a felony.
Alloway is drafting the bill now, and it would change that. Libre's Law also clearing up the definition of neglect. The senator has 2 other animal cruelty bills.
Dogs are family. Would you chain Grandma outside?
One of Alloway's bills would prohibit tethering a dog outside 24/7 or in extreme weather. The other denying kennel licenses to the immediate family of those who've had theirs revoked.
I think they call him Libre the bug-eyed miracle.
This group of animal lovers hoping for more miracles in the state.
Libre's Law, you know, setting harsher punishments for other Libres out there, that's really, really cool. So fingers crossed and paws crossed that it passes.
Although this is a happy ending, there are thousands of other Libres out there that don't have as happy of an ending. And that's the purpose behind this law.
Senator Alloway plans on introducing Libre's Law by the beginning of September. It would need to pass in both chambers by the end of November. Working for you in Dillsburg, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
New developments in Libre's story, the neglected and emaciated puppy found in Lancaster County. We shared this as breaking news at noon. State police now charging his breeder, and the Lancaster County DA is seeking a suspension for the humane officer who declined to file charges. Dawn White digging deeper in Lancaster County.
Lancaster County District Attorney Craig Stedman announcing shocking new information inside of the Lancaster County Courthouse behind me about Libre's former owner and the director of the county SPCA. This is what Libre looked like in early July after being found sick and emaciated on a farm in southern Lancaster County. Many in the community outraged. Lancaster County SPCA Executive Director Susan Martin didn't press charges, stating she didn't have enough probable cause the Boston Terrier puppy had been neglected. The district attorney changing that.
I am here to announce that the Pennsylvania State Police have filed animal cruelty to animals charge in this case against a Benjamin Stoltzfus.
Stoltzfus, who lives along Conowinga Road in Quarryville, left Libre in a kennel where he believed the puppy would die and didn't give him veterinary care for a month, according to these court documents.
The results of the two independent investigations from the SPCA and the state police did not match, and it was pretty clear to me that the state police were the ones that did the professional, proper investigation. So yes, in this particular incident, there's no doubt that the SPCA failed.
Stedman also filing a petition to suspend Martin's appointment as a Humane Society police officer. Yes. This is what Libre looks like now. He's back home with his new owner, Janine Guido, who took him to the Dillsburg Veterinary Center last month.
The fact that the farmer admitted that he was leaving him there to die, that just like breaks my heart. But seeing him now and what he's overcome, you know, he literally cheated death. So that's amazing.
Stedman says a judge will be appointed in Martin's suspension. We will continue to follow this story. What Stedman thinks needs to be done to prevent situations like this in the future, tonight at 6. Working for you in Lancaster, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
A group of rescue and animal welfare organizations have formed a coalition to raise money for a new nonprofit animal shelter in Lancaster County. Dawn White shows us how Libre, that puppy, is bringing about this change.
Libre here was found sick and emaciated on a farm in Lancaster County last month. As you can see, he's doing much better, and his story is inspiring a new shelter in the county. This is what Libre looked like after he came to the Dillsburg Veterinary Center.
After the rally, we met a few more times and decided that, you know, we led this charge for change, and that because of that, we needed to offer a solution.
The solution? To begin raising money for a new shelter and compete with the Lancaster County SPCA. Executive Director Susan Martin did not return our calls for comment.
Our intention is to reach out to all the municipalities in Lancaster County and request to take on their stray dog control and hopefully even cats if we can get everything going in the direction that we want to.
One of our main goals, main plans that we have for Lancaster County Animal Coalition would be to employ a full-time cruelty officer. For dogs like Captain, who were found in such horrendous condition, to have a cruelty officer on our side, you know, going up to bat for him would be an amazing thing.
The coalition also wants to start educational and domestic violence programs. They need to raise $300,000 to make the shelter a reality and help all the Libres of Lancaster County.
I think it's a great idea. You know, if his story can inspire others to help more animals, I think that's phenomenal.
The coalition hopes to open up the new shelter in January. Working for you in Cumberland and Lancaster counties, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
The Lancaster County Animal Coalition has a You Caring page to raise money for the new shelter. We have a link on our website, abc27.com.
We have been following the case of a severely abused Lancaster County puppy, Libre. He's been adopted. Now his mom has too, and their story is bringing change to the county. Dawn White takes a closer look.
Bella here spent much of her 16-month-old life giving birth to puppies on a farm in Quarryville, but now she has a new life with her adoptive family. This is what Libre's mom looked like when we saw her at the Lancaster County SPCA on July 12th. Her name then, Carla, and covered in bright pink mange.
Good girl.
Her story now very different.
A dog had just come into the shelter that had been in foster care.
2 weeks ago, that dog in the back of the shelter.
We went outside and were introduced to Carla, and it was love at first sight.
Bella got spayed before leaving the shelter. She had 2 litters of puppies. The Boston Terrier is doing great with housebreaking and learning to live inside a home.
Now that I'm home all the time, I had this dream of wanting a dog that I could be close to and all of that. And I'm just happy for the opportunity.
Libre's story causing new change in the county. Lancaster County District Attorney Craig Stedman says the Humane Society of the United States will be training state and municipal police who now act as animal cruelty officers.
I do think there's going to be some good coming from it, and we're already seeing that here in Lancaster County. We've got stuff to learn and do better, but I think we have a goal, we have a path going forward, and it's going to be better for the county and the animals in the county.
Bella bringing laughter to Jerry and Susan and making life complete for this family of 3.
It was just meant to happen, and I'm really happy for it.
Bella's adoptive parents may take her to see her son Libre at Speranza Animal Rescue in the fall. Working for you in Lancaster County, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
Remember the story of Libre, the Boston Terrier puppy left to die on a Lancaster County farm. Well, hundreds of animal lovers packed the Capitol steps this afternoon to support harsher penalties for animal cruelty. Dawn White has more on this rally for Libre's law.
Libre here is 7 months old now. You can see all of his fur has grown back in, but it was a much different story in early July. Supporters hoping that his story can bring about change in the state. Libre hamming it up in front of hundreds of his fans.
Seeing him march like in front of me and all those people screaming his name, that was so cool.
It's awesome to see Libre, of course, but really all the support to hopefully help prevent cases like Libre's in the future.
I hope that it helps people see how big of a problem we have and how important it is that we speak up for these guys because they can't talk.
Olivia Broy taking her 8-year-old black lab rescue dog Duke to the rally. Animal advocates bringing their signs and some furry friends to push for stronger animal abuse laws in the state.
There's always going to be people who are going to commit crimes, but the purpose of this law is to make more people aware in Pennsylvania that we won't tolerate this type of activity towards our pets.
Mid-State Senator Richard Alloway sponsoring Libre's law. It would increase the penalty for animal cruelty up to a 3rd-degree felony. The majority of cases now are charged as summary offenses similar to a traffic ticket. The law would not apply to agricultural animals.
And I'm hoping that if the law gets passed, people will start taking, animal cruelty and neglect more seriously, and they're going to get more than a slap on the wrist, and maybe they'll learn from it.
He really is an ambassador of hope that the other animals out there that don't have this happy of an ending, justice will eventually be brought to those cases.
You can read Libre's law by going to our website, abc27.com. Working for you at the state capitol, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
Well, you may remember the puppy named Libre, left for dead on a Lancaster County farm. Now, the veterinarian who saved his life is starting a new nonprofit in Libre's name. Dawn White staying on the story for us.
It's hard to believe Libre here was clinging to life just 3 months ago, and now he has a gift to help other animals who need veterinary care. Libre meeting his mom Bella for the first time during Pumpkin Fest at Speranza Animal Rescue. This was Bella in July with mange at the Lancaster County SPCA. And this is what Libre looked like then.
My wife and I had the idea to start Libre's Gift.
Dr. Ivan Pryor and his team nursed Libre back to health prior starting the nonprofit.
So right now we're relying on donations and sales of t-shirts.
Half of the proceeds will go to Speranza, the rescue saving Libre. The other half in a fund to help pets of homeless or low-income people receive life-saving services and surgeries from the Dillsburg Veterinary Center with proof of income.
Even if the owner is in some financial difficulty, we want to do what we can to help keep their pet with them.
If they're in hard times or whatnot and they can't afford their pet's care, I think it's amazing, because just because you can't afford thousands of dollars vet bills does not make you a bad owner.
Libre and his mom Bella having a happy ending. Dr. Pryor hoping more animals get that chance through Libre's Gift.
I 100% believe everything happens for a reason. There's definitely a reason Libre, came to us. and there's a reason why he survived.
The story certainly brought a lot of smiles to a lot of people's faces. For us to give back, it's a small thing, but it's a big thing for people that are receiving some of that help.
We have more information about Libre's gift on our website, abc27.com. Working for you in Mechanicsburg, I'm Dawn White, ABC 27 News.
A package of animal welfare bills passing unanimously in the PA Senate earlier this week. Advocates hoping House lawmakers can save animals with just a stroke of a pen. Dawn White taking a closer look. Hey, Dawn.
Hey, Dave. The package includes 4 bills passing with a 52-0 vote on Wednesday in the Senate. Session does wrap up this Wednesday, so the bills will die if not passed in the House by then. Fans cheering at this Libre's Law rally in September.
There you go, bud.
This is what Libre looked like in July after being left for dead on a Lancaster County farm.
Libre has really become that ambassador of hope.
Mid-State Senator Richard Alloway adding a package of 3 bills, including Libre's Law, onto House Bill 869.
We're running out of time, so we wanted to get this done before the end of the year. These are bills that most folks agree to and think are reasonable. House Bill 869 requires convicted animal abusers to give up their pets. Alloway's amendment includes a bill to prevent tethering outside 24/7 and in inclement weather, Libre's Law and Cordelia's Law to protect horses.
Cordelia's Law actually defines torture under our cruelty code, and then through Libre's Law we actually have felony level cruelty charge for first offense torture.
Libre will be wearing this dog tag when he campaigns House lawmakers at the state capitol this week.
Having Libre in Harrisburg at the Capitol next week is going to be extremely important. We need everyone in this Commonwealth who cares about animals and animal protection to treat these animals humanely.
This package has really touched the heart of so many Pennsylvanians who are calling on Pennsylvania General Assembly to continue taking animal cruelty seriously.
The package is currently in the House Rules Committee. Animal advocates encourage you to contact members of that committee as well as your local representatives. We'll have information about that on our website, abc27.com. Working for you live in the studio, I'm Dawn White. Dave, back to you.
It's down to the wire for a package of 4 animal welfare bills. House lawmakers will be back at the Capitol tomorrow morning, and animal advocates hoping that they give the bill 2 paws up and organizing a rally. Dawn White is live in the newsroom with this. Hey, Dawn.
Well, hey, Dave. Governor Tom Wolf calls House Bill 869 the most comprehensive package of animal protection bills in the history of Pennsylvania. But it'll be back to the drawing board if the bill doesn't pass this week. He's curious, he is active, and he looked like this in July.
In Libre's case, for example, his owner was eventually charged, and he was given the strongest penalty that the law allows, the current laws allow, and it's really nothing more than a traffic citation.
Jessica Blouch is a co-founder of Justice for Libre, a Facebook page with more than 10,000 followers. They're organizing a rally on the steps of the Capitol 10:30 Monday morning to push for a vote on House Bill 869.
We're running out of time this year for House Bill 869 to be passed, so we want to come out, show our support for the legislators that are supporting the bill, and hopefully show the House leaders how many citizens really want this bill.
We have 100% of the Democrats are yes votes, about 50% of the Republicans, and so we know we have the number of votes that we need.
You may have seen this billboard along I-83 in Harrisburg. The bill must pass by this Tuesday. It includes Libre's Law, making severe animal abuse a felony in the state. Cordelia's Law, adding protection for horses. A bill to prevent tethering a dog outside 24/7 and in extreme weather. And a 4th bill to require convicted animal abusers to give up their pets.
We will keep fighting. We are their voice.
I truly believe Libre was brought to us for a reason, you know, to be the voice for abuse and neglect cases all over.
House Majority Leader Dave Reed's office told ABC 27 News his office plans to continue working on protecting domestic animals and sending good legislation to the governor's desk. Working for you live in the newsroom, I'm Dawn White. Dave, back to you.